Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. Today, we're going to be reviewing Teleport Live. So, this should be fun. Let me see. Get myself everything all laid out here. We're going to need another tab over here. We're going to sign up for Teleport. We're going to create everything that we need here, and we're going to see what it's like and what it looks like. We're going to create a test account and go through all of that, and then do all the other things, and do this thing and that thing, and so on and so forth. All the stuff. So it's going to be a good time. And then we'll send off the notes to all the developers. Let's see here. I'm wondering how much I can show right now. Let me do a sign up first. There we go. Okay, continue. I'm going to go ahead. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can share it all. Hey, what's up, Adam? Let me go ahead. Oh, no. We've had a teleport angled account before, but not really. Okay, here, I'm just going to do this. I don't get to go through the onboarding, which is not what I wanted, but here we go. Fine, we're inside of here. Just logged in. 7 days left. Okay, cool. Close that out. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this, and we'll just see where it goes. So if I close that out, I can also exit out. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That's good. Okay, so if I'm here in the analytics page, I come in, I land, good, got all that stuff, got all this stuff. Hello, all that, great. Kind of test order. Shoot, I gotta log out and log back in again because I want to test something here. Hold on, let me get this and then I'll sign back in. There we go. I meant to go through the tutorials and I didn't do that. Okay, sweet. Now I can share it again because this is what I want to know. Okay. How's it going, Carlos? Bill? How's it going? Oops, that's not a thing I want. All right. So, logged in the first time takes me to files. Upload files. Both those things are glittering. Click catalog at the top to add ready to print files. Sweet. That's up there. The thing is that I'm so comfortable with using this stuff that I'm like used to what I need to be looking for. So I have to get into the mindset of like somebody who knows nothing. I'm going to go to catalog. I'm going to click around here. Here's all the things. This is in my road. I'm going to suppress that. Great. Oh, Everett, we don't need to add to my catalog right here. We just need like a plus button next to these, unless there's future functionality that we're planning on this. Hold on, everybody. Let's see here. That time is going at 3:35, 3:30. Catalog edition. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to open up an ellipsis to get to that. If I click on it, pops open. Good. So you can look at it, see what it is. Great. Inside of here, we probably could have like the product description and stuff. We're working on catalog. We're going to build out photos and descriptions and things here. So it'll be very useful. Probably the click will create an expansion that will show the listing and the photos and all the details inside of there. And I cannot do anything with this. So it's sorted alphabetically right now. That's okay. And if I search flower, that's not flower. I search God, should be Godzilla. Okay, Godzilla. If I delete that, nothing. How do I, let's, a couple things there. Okay. Let me get this over here like that so I can see you guys, and then I'll get this over here like this so I can see you guys. This is the one I want. Great. Cool. What's up, Brandon? Yes, this is great stuff. It's not an official Godzilla. People call it Godzilla, which is just large monster. That's the thing there. And actually, technically, like early versions of Godzilla are public domain now because I think they came out in like the 40s. So yeah, I think they are. But that Godzilla isn't a Godzilla. It's a creature design. So it's like a dragon, but somebody named it Godzilla. Okay, so we're in there. Catalog, here we go. So I had to do a full refresh in order to get out of a search. Let's see here. This is at 5. Guys, we got to do a full refresh in order to get out of search. So if I look for like flower here, great. I look for flower, footprint comes up. I don't really know what's going on with search on that one, but I can live with that. But the problem is that I can't get out of the search because if I close out that search, we don't go back to regular catalog. And if I click from here back to catalog, it never refreshes. So I have to do a hard refresh on the page. That shouldn't be necessary. Catalog should be more browsable than that. So we'll fix that. That'll get a little bit tighter. Okay, this stuff. I think we can probably minimize the stuff inside of the setup progress bar. We got tutorials, onboarding walkthrough video. What does this show for me? So this, okay. Walkthrough, which is good. That's great. And then if I go to teleport tutorials, that takes us to Slant Pod. That's good. That's great. And if I click on upload file, what happens? If I come over here and I click on upload file, got it. Okay, so it takes you back to the page. Let's see here. 719 have upload file start the upload. So guys, right here, I want to like click on the upload file. This should create the same update as this thing. So if those are there, just open up this modal. And that way the person's like, upload file, it goes right there. That way they don't have to look around this page. Because you look at the upper left, you go right-eyed to there. You can see this one sort of, but it's still kind of noisy. So if we can make this if we can make the actions inside of that bar so that the home progress bar takes you to the thing that you need as quickly as possible, that'd be good. That way people don't have to explore to find it. It's a nitpick, but it is a thing. Okay, cool. I'll upload a file, or no, I'll create a catalog. No, I'll upload a file. Let me upload a file. Drag and drop files here. Wait a second here. Actually, is this area drag and droppable? Let me see this. Let me find some models here. I don't know what this is. I'm going to drag it up here. Can I stick that in there? That is not drag and droppable. Guys, we can make the entire files area drag droppable because you hit upload file, great, it brings you to this page. But then you have to click upload, which then opens up drag and drop, which you then click on, which then takes you to the file manager. If we just have drag and drop, I should be able to grab a file and just drop it somewhere into the files area and have it upload instantly. That way people don't have to prep the area for styles. It can just always be ready for upload. So if you drag and drop into the empty space anywhere in here, drag an STL over this space, it should be automatic upload. That will just eliminate that bit of friction here, especially at the beginning where people are most nervous getting to that point, because you can't click on that. That creates a dead click. Let's have that open up the file upload modal. You have this open up the file upload. That should just open up the files. And then this be all drag and droppable space. This all drag and droppable space, that opens up the file selector. So clicking upload would bring you to this. And then clicking this would also bring you to file upload. And then all of this is just drag and drop area. Then that would clear it up. And then as files populate in the top, the drag and droppable area is like The drag and drop in the little area is still that area. If you bring an STL over it, let it take it. That'd be the thing to do. Okay, that will refine upload a bit. Okay. By the way, guys, anybody in the chat, I know I'm not like paying attention to you right now, and I know it's late and all the rest of it. But if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll answer what you can while we're here in the demos. Okay, so I was uploading a file. Let's see here. Upload this file. Great. We got this one. Sweet. Open. Here we go. File going. Good upload. Nice little celebration. Got a file upload there. The thought I'm thinking is, should this helper text be directly underneath the match? But that spreads out the to-do list. Oh, got it. No, here's what it is. Guys, can we, right here, instead of having this helper text down here where it clutters up that space and creates more stuff to try to look at, but this helper text is disjointed from this. Here's the thing. Creating a match doesn't take you anywhere, and there's nothing to be done there, like the upload button. So if we could have little down arrows over here that pop open, create a match, and then, but that hides it. We want it presented, but it needs to be presented close to the thing that we're looking at, because to skip over these down here to this, you don't really know that those two things are related. We should just do an A/B test on it. Shoot. There, drop down arrow on these without it. Create a match. Okay, so you want to create a match. Visit the orders tab and click match on the test order. Does create match take me back to the orders tab? It does. Great. Okay, so I'm here inside of test orders. Amazing. If I click on this, the option to match an item comes up, which is fair. We need higher contrast buttons. Oh, they're going to get mad at me. There we are. Let's try this. Back again. Some blip in that. I think just our streaming computer has a connection issue. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm fighting with create a match. Takes me here. But then there's no match creation option. This is the issue that we have. Let me send this to these guys. Here's the issue that we have, guys. Match creation. If I'm over here wandering around and I say go create a match, great. But then there's no place to go, nowhere to go to create a match. Now I click on this, it pops open. Great. That match can be clearer. But like, again, a person first time in here doesn't really know what they can and cannot click on. That information is all good. That's test order ID. Great. Fine. That's all good. Estimated profit, blah, blah, blah. Great. That's all good. But if I click on match, nothing happens. Like if I was in a tutorial of a regular spot, I would think, okay, I'm going to click on match and the matching thing is going to open up. So we actually probably should go to the matching modal, because we also know the test order doesn't match. It doesn't matter. So I know we've gone through this in orders, but then since then orders have put create match underneath here. Wait, no, we talked about this. Match. Wait, GT. This is redundant. Hold on. Okay, I gotta create a few matches. Hold on a second. 1, test match, create match. 2, test match, create match. Here's the thing. Update match. Match updated. Lasts too long. 1707. So here's the issue that we got. I go ahead, update match. That match modal then hangs there because my key is there, and it stays there until I move away. And then when I move away, it disappears. All those updates probably need to be in the upper left or eliminated. If update match the button itself, match updated, those are good, but and having the notification, the toast notification is good down there. But here's the thing, you can't have it block that thing because it slows you down. Because if I go to 3 here and I hit create match, and then there's that thing. Oh, well, it's better now. It hovers there, which freaks you out. Okay, never mind. That's friction, but it's okay. Actually, toast notifications, all of them should be top center because we have nothing else in top center anywhere. Toast notifications, top center. There's too much information inside the screen. Pages are too busy. Hey, jerkface. This is such an interesting set of problems because the things we have are good, but they're missing something. They're missing the spice. If I click back on match, it takes me back over here. Like it doesn't take you right where you need to be. This should take me into the matches modal. If I delete skew match, delete match, delete match, delete match, delete. Okay. So the create match, I don't have any orders. This is what it is. Okay. Match. The flow isn't there. I have to click on create match, which shouldn't have to. That's got to stop moving around, but I need it for help. Got it. Who's the UX designer in the crowd? What's your opinion? Yeah, the narrative, the individual storylines and the narratives of it is like when a person comes in, the end goal of where you want a person to be is to have created 30 matches. The individual steps within that is the full sequence of uploading a file, which is you have to have a file or you have to go discover a file and then bring it in and then set it up. And then you need to create the match. Each one of those sequences move through towards getting your account set up and then towards 30 matches. There's a few things that we have coming down that simplify that down, but like the creation of a match, which is matching a file to an existing SKU. You have to have an existing SKU or make one. Inside of products, we give you a test order when you first start up, or inside of orders, you have a test order to first start up. Right now, match brings you here because on a previous version of the design, we had match right here as an open button, but the redesign, we had to put it in an ellipse because there's more stuff coming to this. The problem that we have, nice, we got that in there. The problem that we have is that matches is done from multiple different areas. So the question you have is, should you do it from the matches page, which doesn't introduce you to orders, or do you only do it in matches? I think right at the moment, we're going to let it be in matches. Because it also depends on which store you have. If you have Shopify, you can import orders. So we need to take you through that onboarding sequence. Right now, Teleport has to just simply be available as it is. So kind of like an OS, but it makes it more like a blank sheet. But if you're coming from Etsy, you have a different set of steps that you need to do rather than from Shopify. So the thing that I'm doing in this moment is just taking myself down to a dumb step and being like, okay, where do I want to click in this moment? And that creates a first intuitive sort of a pass that you can do. and then you tweak the flow within that so you can simplify it down. And that gets you down to just a simple interface without having to get into the weeds of story or particular user flow. You just get to a functional minimalism. But the issue that we have with matches is that there's about 3 forked directions that you can go. You can go from the products page, or you can go from the matches page. Clicking on match opens up a match. You then create a match, and then we should have a test order right here. That's the first one. That's the one I'm going to enforce right now. We're going to get that updated. Timestamp. Everett, when we go ahead and come into the matches dashboard, let's eliminate match so that when you click on match, it takes you here to orders. Since match is hidden inside of here, we shouldn't do that anymore. Let's have match actually takes you to the matches page. And then when you hit create a match, there's a demo order sitting right here for you. So let's get the demo order item in here to recent orders so that people don't have to look at that. And then they certainly don't have to go back to orders in order to then create matches, because that's just a loop. So let's have create match go to matches instead of to orders. And then when we create a match, there's a demo order item sitting here ready to go that they can then click on and go through files, because then you don't have to, otherwise first time through, you have to discover this, put in a SKU, or you have to go import items first, and that messes with people the first time around. There's that, cool. There's this, cool. Add that stuff in, upload your message, create the match. Great. Okay, so that's match created. There we go. Yep, David, doing another design review. Oh, David, did you email us? We got a few emails. A few people watched the stream and sent us over messages. I think you sent us some stuff, forwarded it to the team and that kind of stuff, and we moved on a bunch of them. But yeah, I appreciate everybody giving the feedback on it during these things. We've pushed a bunch of stuff with matches and everything else. And inside of products, well, I don't have products here. We're going to be building out a full Shopify store and getting listings in and running ads and all that kind of stuff. So that'll give us the way to eat our own cooking again. We used to run about 10 Etsy stores, and we shut them down at the end of last year to focus fully on Teleport. And since then, we need to get back in the game. So we're going to do that. Thank you. Thanks for shooting us that over. I'm looking forward for 3 years from now when filament makers realize rising tides lift all boats and they're not worried about a competitor giving them business and somehow undercutting them. Oh, thanks, Gordon. Okay, so we created a match. Great. If that one's, wait a second. If I go back to, if I delete that match, okay, the match is good. If I go to upload file, I'm on upload file. Great. Upload file takes you to files. Great. Fine. Create a match. Great. Fine. Connect shipping provider. Great. This takes us here. Connect shippo. I think we should kill, well, we can't kill ShipStation. ShipStation's for international sellers. Okay. Guys, here in this station, we need descriptions of why you would use this. Like, I know we have this right here, but we need to turn it into bullet points. So like, why use Shippo, why use ShipStation? We'll build those out. I'll send you over the copy for this. Then we'll get that added in there so that this is just more detailed about who should use this, who should use this one, so on and so forth. We got this Shopify setup. This setup tutorial should go to the actual tutorial. 2630. Go ahead and have this setup tutorial actually go to that video, not just to the helper page. We have an actual setup tutorial. We can send it to the onboarding tutorial, and that'll show people this stuff rather than to that page. Okay, if I go to Connect Shippo, that should happen in a new tab. Okay, this is happening at 27. Guys, when I hit Connect Shippo, that should open up the Connect Shippo in a new tab rather than overriding Teleport. That way it doesn't kill us all there. And then if I click on Shippo Login, like that. That is what should happen if I say connect shippo. And actually, that one's different. Why is that one different? I'll let you guys figure it out. I'm sure there's a reason. If I go to connect shippo, where does this take me? Just to a different shippo login. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I'll let you guys make the call on that if that's there, because I'm missing it and I can't go through the full shippo login right now. If I go to setup tutorial, there we go. That goes here. Make sure this one is also going to where we want it to go. And that will be fine. And we'll build that out. ShipStation login goes there. What? Oh, excuse me. Nitpick. Guys, let's go ahead and have update credentials be connect ShipStation 2, and it'll just be the exact same one. And then this, we should have one of these buttons be like get credentials, which sends you over to ShipStation so that you can get it in there. I know there's the ShipStation login right there, but that's not an action button. That's helper text. So it has to be a button if we want people to click on it. Otherwise, we break our UI consistencies, because this is the only place that that little helper text exists anywhere in the application. So we can't expect people to have to look for that. Okay. Payment method goes to the wrong spot. Where's payment method? Wait. Attach a personalized brand. Wait a second. If I click on payment method, count, connect. Okay, yeah. You gotta fix that. 2909. When you click on payment method, let's go right here. If we click on payment method, it takes you here, but the top bar covers up connect payment method. So the anchor's below this rather than on top of it. So we got to move the anchor. Okay, that will clean up that little thing. Yeah, I'm still hung up on whether that helper text should be below the item. I think we need drop-down menus on these that then open up the helper text. Also, like small note, design note on this also, this helper text is dark. That helper text is light blue. Helper text that is clickable, extra text should be the same throughout the app. Pick a lane. Okay. So if I have all of those done, I suppress that, I close it out. I don't have them all done, so that's going to pop up every time. How does a person make this disappear if they... Wait a second, connect a shipping provider. I guess I can actually get, yeah, one of these done. So that's there. Okay, fine. That's okay. Yeah, we'll let that continue to be there. Yes, why would you do this? I'm sorry, Preston, I didn't see when that one came up. Probably have a picture-in-picture or overlay with him smaller on top of screen. Could do on YouTube. Oh, sorry. That wasn't helpful. Yeah, closed it out, and I haven't done any of this stuff. So we're going to see. The guys are going to have to pick it up from context and ask about it. What APIs would teleport require from a shipping provider so that any shipping service could be hooked into teleport? So ShipStation and Shippo are the only shipping services that actually connect to e-commerce platforms. So that's the reason they're the two golden children, because like Shippo and ShipStation are the only ones allowed to connect into like Etsy. So that's part of the reason that they're here and they're partners with us on this stuff. Oh, by the way, anybody who's international, look, you can toggle this and you can turn on only US orders to be automatically fulfilled. And if you don't have automatic fulfillment, it's not available. But I'm going to make a request. Here's the thing that, yeah, I'm going to have that suppressed and absent unless it's actually turned on. I'm going for 3201. Hey, Everett, if we can, here's the thing. Let's just have that toggle disappear underneath automatic order fulfillment until you flip it on, and then it pops out underneath it as a subcategory so that people know it's a subcategory. Otherwise, it's a dead clicker right there, and people have no idea why it's dead. And they're just like, yeah, it just can potentially create confusion. We have those. Should we pull? We need better helper text on the shippo orders and these things. Like when I flip this button, what happens? Well, I turn on shippo orders. What does that mean? Allow shippo orders to be fulfilled by teleport, something like that. Just a little bit more concise there. And by the way, for everybody watching, like this, we're being overly nitpicky on this because now teleport's at like the 90%, 95% range complete. So now it's this polishing phase to where we have helper videos and these. Okay, sweet. Used to define standards for Microsoft. Nice, David. Excellent. See here. So yeah, the onboarding, we still gotta tweak onboarding somehow. I think I'm gonna go back to clean sheet on onboarding. Because we want a person to match. So when you first come into it, you should have a modal open up, and it's like upload a file. Great, you got a file. Great, create a match. Create a match, and then if you, oh no, I know what it is. Log out. I know what it is. Sign in. Continue to Google. Sorry. Well, people will be able to email me now. That's fine. If people find my email, that's okay. Plenty of people have my email. Okay. And if it doesn't work, I kill it. Okay. So here we go. So guys, let's go ahead and make sure that the helper video is in each one of these line items so that when a person is going through this tutorial, they can click on that, and that at least gives them clarity of the whole situation and the whole shtick of what's going on. Still have match, go to the matches page, but have the helper videos that we have at the top be part of the drop down. You hit the arrow, the thing drops down. There's the helper video embedded there as an iframe inside of there. Automatically starts playing, has the description of it all. That'll help everybody. That way they don't have to discover the video there in the upper left, and that will clean that up. And then the helper video in the upper left will always be there if people ever need a refresher, but we'll get it and harp on it here in this helper text tutorial. This is the big one. That's the big one. That's the one we got to get done. Always good to do incremental improvements. Oh yeah, we push about 2 updates to teleport a week. I go faster, but literally just the deploys or take too long. Should the dead switch be moved to the bottom so when it appears, it doesn't have to move other toggles down? No, because you want it close to the thing that controls it. So that primary activation switch should have anything that is a dependency on it near those dependencies. So you don't want to flip a switch here and then have a switch appear over here because you don't know that that switch appeared because of this. It's not immediately clear. And you're like, well, it's on the top and it pops up down below. And it's like, yeah, but it's still disconnected. And you then have to jump over all this other stuff and get down there. And it's also kind of not scalable because if we put more switches underneath there, what if like 5 of them pop up and they're below the fold? That's the kind of thing to like watch out for. Was there a new photo feature in teleport? I saw a pop up, but click close before I read the whole thing. So notifications are going to start showing up there. The survey, those updates go by. Quit closing our notifications. Our notifications are important. We did release a beta a couple days ago for a feature that generates photos. It's not a feature inside of Teleport. It's a separate application. It's photomaker.slanttools.com. I'll shoot this here. You guys can all try it. Photomaker.slanttools.com. It's it's basically a GPT that you can upload an STL to, and it'll generate product photos for you. We're beta testing it to see if it's a feature that we want to add to Teleport. No, we can't have the toggle both at the bottom, weird enough, because that's the primary toggle. that's like the master control switch of teleport. So the button that we're talking about is this automatic fulfill button right here, that activates this toggle right there. Right now, this is not bad. Like that one's suppressed, but it should be absent until this is turned on, and then you know it's available. Otherwise, people are worried like US orders only. Is this something that I need to be thinking about? And the answer is no. You don't need to think about that unless you're an international seller. Everybody else is good. But this basically turns teleport off to where we will not fulfill an order unless you send it straight to us. And this turns teleport on to where any order that we are matched to, we will print and ship. So the conditionality of this will continue to evolve to where you're like, I just want teleport to fulfill my blue orders or my carbon fiber or whatever it was. So that capability is going to expand over time. So we want basically all these toggles to pop up underneath here because there's going to be more. So might as well do it now. So the video goes to the correct bookmark within the helper video, right? The whole helper video is at the top and quick reference within each step. Correct. Yes, that's what we're doing. Right now, all these videos here pop open an individual video for this page, but we're going to move that video over here into the tutorial because those videos only got added a few days ago, and we wanted them for everybody, past and previous users, because this one only shows up for new sign-ins, and we have a lot of people circling back around on Teleport. So we want them over here in this tutorial. And this onboarding tutorial is only about 4 weeks old. Yeah, pretty much. The other toggles are there. Talking to 3 people at once. This is fun. All right, files. So inside of files looks good. We got PLA black. That immediately estimates. This is the thing that we updated. So we moved the quoting to the outside so you instantly see the price because people are just like, what's the cost? I'm going to get the prototyper. What does it cost? How much does it cost? And we're like, there's how much it costs. So that's handier. You can order prototype right here, and it'll take you to prototyper. And then you can click on filament. Hold on. 3917. Guys, we got to make this filament clickable, just like in a product match, not suppressible. So just updating that little thing so it does exactly what happens when you're in a match. For the people watching, when you create a match, just do a manual one, skew right here. Great. Click on that. You can click on filament and it pops open filament because we could see from our analytics that people were clicking on this a bunch and it wasn't going anywhere. So we made it go someplace. Okay. Matches. Let me go back to matches again. I want to see this. So this is the thing, David, you're going to get on me for this one. But we have a progress bar here, a progress bar here, and a progress bar not here because we didn't really have room for it. But it's effectively 3 separate progress bars inside of the same application. That shouldn't be. It should be the same progress bar everywhere. This progress bar is the correct theme for teleport. This progress bar is more visually present. Actually, inside of matches, I like that progress bar. Right now, I'm exploring. I'm thinking about this. Because a progress bar isn't like correct really for these things because it's not like one step and you move in progress. There's multiple steps inside of here and so on and so forth. So like it moves you to the next one, but they're not really a progress bar. And also an insert card is optional and components are optional. So a progress bar isn't really the right thing right here. But it can still show that those things are available even if they're optional. How do I want to do this? Somebody got an idea? Hey, Preston. Yeah, the video is meant to be a little bit non-obvious on all these things because we don't want to whack you in the face with it. We're going to put it in tutorial so you can see it, but it's meant to be just a helper video there for the folks who are looking for it. Let's see. The match modal has always been a challenge, matching page, because there's a lot of stuff that we got to put in here and very sequentially follow it because it depends state of your account, what you have. Generally, the simplest thing is, okay, you got an order on your store. It shows up right here. And you just click on that, match it up. There's a preview and say, great, create match. And then you're good to go and the order can process through. But if you have nothing, now it gets into weirdness. One-time match, also, most people don't do this because if you're doing a custom item, one-time matches go in here. Yeah, one-time match is only for a particular order that has no SKU or no matches at all. That's fair and that's correct. Oh, no, I know what's up. This is why this is bugging me. This is a terrible solution. You should never do this, but we're going to do this. Guys, when you click on one-time match, helper text should be right here of what one-time match. You can't do that, though. No recent orders found. Check the orders tab for available orders. That's not correct helper text because that doesn't really matter. We should just have no recent orders there because order tab doesn't have anything to do with one-time match. Hell, yes, it does. This should have a go to orders button right there if that's a thing. But why do you want? You have no recent orders. No recent orders found. Click match on an order in the orders tab. I'll get you feedback, guys, because we need to do a copy review of everything in Teleport to make sure that it's all on point. Yeah, right here. Got it. I'm going to save. Oh no, Control Z. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to waste the guy's time, but at least now they'll be thinking about it when they have it in here. Guys, when I click on no match, a thing should happen. And also no match should be aligned inside of the matched column right there. So that'll fix the no match problem. And that just pops you up. This actually, wait a second. If I click on create a match should take you to the matches. Here's what I got for you, Everett. If a person, the item's not matched, they can click on no match, and that will take them to the matching modal with the file prepped, ready to create a match. Just the way if I click on a file, I can go to prototyper with the stuff prepped and ready to go, just like this. Let's do that for create a match, and that gets us right to a match. Yes. And actually products. Oh, no. I got it here. Inside of orders, we have no match. No match isn't useful. Have create a match. If there's no match, it means you need to create a match. Where's the create a match button? Well, it's in the ellipsis. So we don't really need that. And then clicking on this opens up the details page, which you don't really need because it's not there. So I'm pretty sure for the moment, we can eliminate this ellipsis because we don't have stuff inside of there for it to do. Oh, we do. Once the ellipsis is useful because once the item's ordered, we have resend and everything else. Okay, fine. We can keep the ellipsis the same, but make no match, say, have it be you need a match, or people can click on it, and that'll send them through there. Keep it in the right column. That'll be good. Pending, that's fine. That's okay. Revenue, shipping cost, printing cost, total cost. Yes, that's good. Yeah, all these columns just need aligned a little bit better. Yeah, since the reformat that we did earlier, we need to get that together. Oh yeah, revenue's not aligned there correctly. Yeah, our demo order needs cleaned up. I'm gonna put this right here. Demo order needs cleaned up. Just needs it all aligned better. I haven't got a test order in here to see yet, but there it is. Excuse me. Hold on. I don't know about this. This is a new thing. 47. Guys, if this is how we're sorting orders, we shouldn't have this. The column should just be clickable, and then the orders sort by that column. We don't need. Oh, we're searching by inside of the order history. Guys, we can just have search. I think we can just do search all. I'll allow this to stay. I'll remove this note. I'm going to let that stay for a moment here because it's not wrong. And if you can search all, everybody will default to searching all. But yeah. Okay. What are people saying here? Just a progress bar until they're in tutorial mode. That's not a terrible idea. What columns next to files and matches page have? What about columns next to files and matches page where have several symbols that indicate if matches have been made and other associations have been made instead of a progress bar at the top? At the next files and matches page, several symbols that indicate if matches have been made. There are those are the things right here. So like this is the notification of an order having a match or not having a match and that kind of thing. Flip the 2 search fields. What are you talking about, Preston? Which 2 search fields? Let's see here. I think I'm good for that on orders page. That's a good number of notes. Text first. Oh, for horizontally flip. Gotcha. I'm down with that. Am I down with that? People look for the search in the far right, though. Like people's eyes roll to the four corners. People start in the upper left, they move to the right, they move over there and that kind of stuff. But they'll always look for the 4 corners for master control in the upper right, because that's where X's and stuff are. Starting in the upper left, lower right is notifications and things to pay attention to. And nobody cares about the lower left. But as far as search, the search bar is always far right in the upper side. So I'm not, Preston, can you give me more justification for having not the search bar all the way to the right where your eye sees it first and then can potentially skip over the search by, because the search by is very ignorable. Which kind of search? Second. More context, Preston. We could move it up. No, we can't move it up higher because that would be a general search if we moved it up higher. Let me do an upper column review here. CSV imports. Oh, hold on. Tweak that. Guys got to align these buttons. They're center justified, and they should be top justified. Also, import Etsy. Change that to import Etsy, not connect Etsy. Okay. And that'll eliminate confusion of people syncing products. Also, actually, don't call it sync products either. Call it import products. Sync, connect, those kind of things. That'll confuse people from the actual connection with Shippo. It has when I've been doing onboarding calls with folks. Cool. So there's that. Import products. Great. We've got SKU. Matches. Beat matches to death. Files. Okay. Beat files to death. Prototyper. Yeah. Yeah. Shipping is different. Yeah. Order preview is over there. I'm not in love with that alignment, but I'm not. I do create a match, a manual entry, got a match, create a match. Now if I'm in this page, great, matches are there, now there. I'm inside a match dashboard. If I go here and then I go back to matches. Okay. Yeah. And if I'm here and I've got a match, there's a SKU number, matched file. I pop that open. Here's the full summary of the match. Yeah. And copy the SKU. Didn't have an item name. Delete SKU match, match total. Great, great, great. That's all fine. I'm not bent out of shape about that. Edit match, view details, delete match. Yeah. And if I go to edit match, that pops open modal. Great. So you can tweak it really fast and easy. That's fine, dandy. Oh, view matches takes me back to matches. There we are. Yeah, that's right. Those top. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Wait a second. Search by all item names Q. I don't think we need the search by option. I don't think we need it. And we technically need a search box here because products will need to be searchable. You can search your orders, search your products, search that. Analytics is what it is. Great, fine, dandy. Oh, yeah, I'm okay having those around. Files, products, matches, prototyper. I think we need the icon next to each one of the account ones, but I don't care about that right now. We have a new feature, or a couple new capabilities coming through. Man, guys, I know Portals has a definite sort of style and appearance, but Portals is so quick because like right here, you grab it, you grab your file. You're like, great, there it is. Claw thing. And then you have a product, you select that, you say 15 bucks. And you have a product listing live to the world with a link that you can share. Done. And it's excellent. That's so nice as compared to all the setup of Teleport. But Teleport has to have all the setup because you're stringing pipes. This is the beauty of vertical integration in the fact that we have full and total control of Portals to where we process sales tax and do distribution and have the website to where you can now have a live product listing in 15 seconds. Kala thing. And somebody can now check out and get your thing and roll with it. This is, man, Portals is so good. Problem with Portals is that you don't have the advantages of the marketplaces like an Etsy and that kind of thing. But Portals is so much quicker and more direct and obvious. Teleport is a B2B tool, and we know that, and that's part of the reason and the shenanigans, in that you're dealing with a B2B tool. So there's sampling and there's your files and all of all the piping that you have, whereas Portals just has products ready to go. But you import products to Teleport, you match them to files that you imported to Teleport. We're probably, importing products. Yeah, we're going to add import products to the listing, to the onboarding flow. 5606. Guys, let's add import products to the listing flow to where it is upload a file, import a product, upload a file, create a match inside the matching modal. That's the demo. Then you can import products. Then you can connect shipping provider, and then you can connect payment method. Yeah. There's something else. There's other wheels spinning as far as like conversion rates and things. I don't want that extra step, but we need that extra step. We need import products. Got to have folks import products because people can now. Etsy Connect is nothing. So it's super easy. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's see here. What have everybody got? What have we got? Should note, you have giant expensive blank screen just begging for text. Might not want what's well acquainted. Giant expensive blank screen. Where? Like over here in orders and stuff when you're waiting for things? I agree with you. If you don't have it though, it turns into a thing. As in, well, wait, let's go matches. This is one that has a big old blank screen. Yeah, you go ahead and delete a match, and then it's like, there's the thing. And yeah, it's a big old blank screen, but that doesn't mean it needs to be filled. The ocean is pretty when it's empty and doesn't have a bunch of boats on it. But like to fill it because the space is there, yeah, I want us to be more intentional in that. Another story to capture. Oh, I get what you're saying, as in like to lead people along with that blank space to where we can use that moment when they're there. But again, like it can turn into throwing bells and baubles on stuff when you don't need it. Because like right here, we want a person to create a match. There you go. Start that story. Create a match. Hurrah! You're into the thing again. There's always the minimum resolution problem. Like it's a constant battle modifying things. Large open spaces. That's right. I am from rural area. Large open spaces are nice. I'm not a fan of dead space on a screen. But this screen, the problem that you have is that you don't want to condense or crowd the space. I understand it from like a design perspective. There are ways of using that negative space and like a design layout to where we could create not a matte blue tinted white background there to where there's stuff in there filling it, but still drawing attention and drawing eye contact in the direction that you want to. But we're not at that stage yet. We're not at that spot inside of teleport here. It's about reducing the number of clicks to getting to 30 matches. That's literally what we think about. Because like for us, we know that the most successful sellers on teleport have 30 matches. So for us to increase the number of people who have successful stores, we need to get them to 30 matches as quickly as possible. And the biggest lift in that is piping and connecting up your store. This is a commercial B2B software. People who are using it have to expect that they're going to have to build a business. And we have made it easier than most. And we've made it as easy as we can, given the context of how many shenanigans we have to go through. But that also takes us back to, we were so frustrated with all of that we built portals to where it is upload a file and you have a live item. And even like you can select a file from catalog here and just go through all this stuff. And you go to add this stuff to my catalog. And then you come back into here and yeah, I'm not going to whine about that toast notification right now. Go to catalog. There's your items that you like. And then there they are. I'm going to change this. I'm going to have this update. Guys, we need this to say my catalog right here, because if you have nothing in it and you're in portals, you can't find all the catalog files. Either have this go to full open catalog. Have this go to full open catalog to where people can scroll through everything inside of here, not just my catalog files. Or at the very least, change it to my catalog. The team's going to argue with me about the access to the file system inside of here. It's all doable. Make this catalog. Make those the catalog files. I'm drawing the line right there. Or you can select from your existing files. And that will clean up portals. Cool. What is the minimum screen size works on? So we just updated all of teleport to work on mobile a couple of weeks ago. We hadn't focused on mobile for a long time, but right now we're chasing down each one of those screens. As far as the minimum screen resolution is like the fewest number of pixels, I don't know off the top of my head. It's pretty small. That's part of the benefit of the kind of square layout that we have. So like portals right here, you have to have a fairly high res screen in order to appreciate the gradients. Teleport has pretty stark boundaries, so it can go to pretty low res pretty quickly. What about 2 columns? Left column shows thumbnails of models. User clicks and drags models to the right column that shows the Etsy listings to match. That's basically how the matching modal works right now, but just a lot more efficient because you don't want to do a drag and drop because there's 11,000 users on Teleport. Much of Teleport is designed for the professional user. So somebody who's going to import 100 items and then wants to connect them. So matching, the process of matching, I'm going to do it here manually just to do it. But like right here, I'm going to go ahead and create 5 matches. Create match, import a new SKU, update that to the new file, create a match. And then I'm going to go ahead and do SKU underscore blue. I'm going to go ahead and go into filament and make that one blue, create match. Then I'm going to create a new SKU. I'm going to go red. And I'm going to select red and create a match. And now I've just created 5 new products with all their SKUs really quickly. And I was doing that manually. If the items were actually over here, recent orders, all your orders or your imported items were sitting over here. You go click on it, select the item, click on it, select the item, click on it, select the item. You can also like run down through this and you'll be able to click on create match and you'll create a match and so on and so forth, all those things. So those are all there. Okay. I think I've beat it to death pretty well this time around. Like we're really deep into it right now. Very often I get it at like the onboarding phase. And I'm just like, But no, we'll keep on. The place I want to focus on is this thing, this little, the helper modal here. It is the main area we got to focus on because that's the guide for everybody. Cool. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to turn it loose. Oh, yeah, the color SKUs, components, all that kind of stuff, mess with it. That's why it was so hard to build the matching modal here. Because like this thing is a very complex and very info dense area to where it's like, okay, you got red, but then you also have components. So you might have plugs or magnetic or not magnetic and so on and so forth. And then you might have an insert card and you can have different insert cards for each one because you're like, this one needs to go to cookie cutter recipe. This one needs to go to an assembly tutorial, that kind of stuff. So it can go like there's a lot of variability here. And we've done it with quite a bit of aplomb to where once you get used to it, it's not hard. It's just that first pass because you're getting used to all the things. My personal opinion, the guys are pushing back on this, so I'm allowing the team to push on this, but I want higher contrast. I want to lean into higher contrast. Here's the thing: I know that Portals is garish. and I like it because it's very clear and very concise. Whereas Teleport is not monochromatic. It's not monochromatic. It's very intentional. And the colors are good and complementary to each other. But I'd like a little bit more pop. But the guys are pushing back on me. And one of them used to be an artist, so I'm letting him do it. I'm giving it up on this because I'm letting that flow. But from my background in UX and UI, I want higher contrast. But then you have things like liquid glass that have no contrast at all. Can I select multiple colors and have the SKU names automatically created by suffixing the color on the base name? We could, but generally people have an actual SKU there. That would be fine for manual entry, but again, for those power users, they don't want that. They don't want you to mess with their SKUs. The biggest issue we have are people with items that have no SKUs at all. Here's the thing: if somebody wants to build an application, Shopify needs a SKU generator function inside of it because they don't automatically generate SKUs or any sort of shareable product identifier. So a person has to create SKUs in Shopify and then send it through. We will probably build an application for this at some point. But professional users, again, who have hundreds of items always have SKUs. So it's not something that we worry about. And somebody who's small and a beginner has 10 things that they got to create SKUs for, which is not that big of a deal. Cool. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to call it right there. I think I've done what I needed to do, and it's getting late, and I need to go to bed, and I got to be up at 6:30 tomorrow, and I should sleep 8 hours, but it's going to be fewer. So, yeah. Colorblind is good on this. So like, Yes, it's not high. This is high enough contrast for colorblind folks because you don't have anything blending together. Colors themselves, yeah, colorblind folks are going to have problems with the colors, but we can't change the colors of the colors. Now you could say have text right here, and that's fair and reasonable. We should have hover text on that. That's a good point. Oh, which we do. So there's the thing for the colorblind folks. We literally have a colorblind guy on staff who actually edits videos, which is hilarious. I'll tell you, sometimes. But yeah, color blindness is available inside of here. This really high contrast is good for that. Portals is actually worse in the colorblind context because we don't have as much consideration for it there. It's still high contrast, but it's not as intentionally made for it. But the rest of teleport is good for colorblind folks. Yeah, we're going to build a bunch of printer farms. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Have a good one. See ya.